off in traffic and you get mad at the person. So maybe you go and cut that person back off, or you pass the same thing down to the next person you see. Like, let's be real for a minute. We've all been there. We've all done some things that we're not so proud of. Cut somebody off in traffic. Maybe you said something mean to somebody because you were.
So the rope touches my left heel.
With peppers, onions.
Circadian health. More importantly, we're going to be talking about your circadian rhythm. What's going on, my wellness warriors? Welcome back to the MME YouTube channel, where we're here to help you develop a healthy mind to keep your body aligned. My name is Tyler Egan, and I will be your wellness mentor and educator for today's video. In said video, we're going to be talking about what the board says: understanding consciousness, exploring 3 levels of awareness. And you may be asking yourself, I'm asking myself at least, why the hell am I sitting on the floor in my apartment rather than doing the whiteboard thing and the way I usually like to educate through the videos? And I'll be honest with you all, I had a calling from source energy, God, whatever you want to call it. I use all of them interchangeably personally, to do it in this fashion. And so far it feels kind of weird. But as I was prepping for the video, like getting the yoga mat out and my yoga block, because I don't really sit well in this position. I can't sit upright well. I gotta sit on a yoga block. As I was getting ready for the video, I was like, maybe I should do a meditation afterwards. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna walk through, as the board says, the 3 levels of awareness. And before I dive into that, there is like a disclaimer I want to say about that, but we're going to go over those, and then we're going to do a short meditation to expand our awareness at the end. And that idea came to me as I was prepping for the video, to do it in this way where I don't have anything prepared for it. And normally, if you have watched any of the videos, I like to prepare notes and get things ready for the videos before I share the information I share, so that I'm collected. But this one, I'm freestyling. I'm going off the cuff. I'm following my intuition on this. So it's going to be a short meditation. And for any of you who are new here and new to our content, there will be timestamps down below. So if you just want to get the information and get out of here, or you actually just want to follow the meditation, you don't even care about the information, like, you can skip to whichever part of the video you find most valuable to you. So before we get started here, let's take a moment and cheers. We're gonna get some hydration in. Upon filming this video, it is still the middle of the summer, and hydration is very important for mental, emotional, physical, obviously, and spiritual well-being. So this video, we discuss on our channel all areas of well-being. We dive into physical health. There's videos on workouts and movement snacks. We talk about mental health. We talk about mindset, right? We talk about your values, beliefs, and identity. We talk about emotional well-being, emotional regulation, letting go of expectations, stuff like that. But we're also here to talk about spirituality a little bit, and that's where we're going to dive deeper into our 3 levels of awareness. So let's dive into these things. The disclaimer I wanted to really emphasize before we get into this is there's probably 8 billion different levels of awareness. 8 billion for every human being on planet Earth, because we're all at different levels, at different stages in our life, different seasons. Sometimes we have to take a step back and reevaluate, or look inward a little bit more, or maybe take more action. Like, wherever you're at in life, there are way more than these 3 levels of awareness. But what I wanted to do was condense it down into more digestible fashions. And in between these 3 levels of awareness we're going to go over, you're probably going to fit somewhere in there where it's going to be a blend of all of them, or maybe even in one day you can experience all 3 of these, right? So it's not a definitive one way or the other. You can easily experience all 3 of these in one day. So let us dive into this, starting with the first level of awareness, which is one, if you are watching this video, you are more than likely beyond this, but I want to share it anyway, so you can start to put the pieces to your own spiritual journey, your own spiritual awakening together. So the first level of awareness, we're talking about you are experiencing the body, right? And so what we mean by this is you are fully immersed in the immediate emotional experience that you're going through right now, right? So some of the simplest examples of this are, you get cut off in traffic and you get mad at the person. So maybe you go and cut that person back off, or you pass the same thing down to the next person you see. Like, let's be real for a minute. We've all been there. We've all done some things that we're not so proud of. Cut somebody off in traffic. Maybe you said something mean to somebody because you were emotionally reactive from something that happened to you earlier in that day, You know, this isn't a place for judgment. I'm not here saying this anything from a place of judgment. What we're doing is just shining light on it. We all do these things. You know, it's a part of the human experience. So the first level of awareness is we are experiencing the body, right? So we are fully immersed in our emotional experience in that given moment. Some of the ways we can start to describe this are being very reactive, highly reactive, right? The sense of feeling overwhelmed, chronically stressed out. It's what people refer to as like that victim mindset, right? Whereas like everything around you is against you. The world is out to get you, right? You are a victim to all of your external circumstances. You are identified with your external circumstances, right? So no matter what happens, the world's out to get you. Nothing ever goes your way, and you're identified with everything around you, and you're not looking inward at the turmoil that's really going on here. And as we mentioned this, there's probably just experiences in your own past that are probably showing up. Maybe you're thinking about people that you know that are doing this right now as we speak, that are very victim mindset oriented, or maybe you're thinking about something that happened yesterday that triggered you to maybe flare up your own victim mindset. And in the theme of this being a space of non-judgment, I would love to hear from you all. I would love to, if you guys leave a comment down below and let us know what shows up for you as we go through this. You know, what shows up for you mentally, emotionally? Like, does something I say maybe trigger something? Does something I say maybe just spark a memory? And you're like, you know, I used to be like that, because personally, I very much used to be a victim to my circumstances. And as much as like a week ago, I was still noticing old thought patterns of that victim mindset. And I just sat there. At one of the other levels of awareness we're going to go over in a minute, I'm just like, whoa, that's still there. And I just held the space in the moment to just listen to it. It was like a thought pattern, and these thoughts just started to go by. Feelings started to arise in my body, and just like, okay, I'm just gonna sit with this. And it dissipated. So moving on to the second level of awareness. Now, I'm going to venture to bet if you are watching this video, you are at least here, probably even higher on whatever scale we're using to measure awareness, you know? But at this level of awareness, you are the mind experiencing the body. So you're not just identified with your external circumstances anymore. You're more of like, the mind experiencing the external circumstances, right? So you get cut off in traffic, and maybe you noticed a feeling, a sensation, an emotion arise within you, and you're just like, you just keep driving. You're like, whoa, that person really pissed me off. And maybe you express it a little bit. You say, fuck you, bro, or fuck you, suck. I hope you get whatever. You know, you don't do anything and react. You don't react to them, but like maybe you just hear a thought pattern show up, but you're aware of it. You are the mind experiencing what the body is going through. Right? So at this level of awareness, as the level of awareness implies, we are more self-aware. We have the ability to introspect a little bit more. So now we're not blaming everything on the external circumstances. We're getting out of that victim mindset, that victim mentality. If you're familiar with Dr. Carol Dweck, I believe her name is, she wrote a book called, I think, Mindset, if I'm not mistaken, where she refers these two mindsets as a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. So fixed mindset is very much a victim mindset. And so you're more out of that victim mindset. You're at more of a growth mindset where you can see that, like, maybe your mistakes and what you can improve upon, right? You have that ability of introspection. And now we're not as reactive. Maybe we're more responsive. So we can take a step back for a minute. We can recognize what we're experiencing in the moment. We can recognize emotions, sensations, feelings, and we're not reactive to them, but we're the mind experiencing them. And now we can show up from a place of more of a responsive nature rather than a reactive nature. And again, my guess is if you're watching this video, you're at least at this level of awareness, because, well, if you're at the first level we already mentioned, you're probably going to get pissed off at something I say and leave a mean comment, throw a thumbs down, and tell me I suck, or whatever people do. Now for the third level of awareness. And now the reason I mentioned in the beginning of the video that we probably fluctuate through these levels of awareness all the time through the day is because I personally at least have noticed where I'm at times where I'm at this third level of awareness, and then I go back down to like a victim mindset for the day. It's very interesting. But the third level of awareness is just we are the awareness experiencing all of it. So essentially we're aware that we're aware. You're like 3 levels removed from your human being for a minute, your humanness, right? So you're not just experiencing the body. You're not just the mind experiencing the body. You're the awareness that's aware that you're experiencing all of it. Right? So at this level of awareness, we have the ability to observe our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions without becoming entangled within them. You know what I mean? So you can notice a thought go by, a self-defeating thought, some self-criticism, something very negative, self-defeating, and you just like, whoa. It's like this pillow is a thought. It could be really negative. It can be really bad. And you just watch it go by without grabbing a hold of it. Because what happens is at the lower levels, we might notice a thought go by and we grab a hold of it. And then we kind of like marinate in it and it becomes us. We're identified with it, especially that first level of awareness, right? We're identified with that. Like that is who we are. That self-defeating thought is who we are. But at this level of awareness, we're so far, not necessarily removed, I'm gonna use that word, but we're removed from it that we can see it and not become identified. It's a part of us, but it doesn't define us, right? So we're aware that we're aware. We can observe our thoughts, we can observe our emotions. And the same thing as that example with the pillow described, like it's not just a thought that goes by that we don't grab a hold of, it's an emotion too. I mean, emotions are very immersive. And you feel angry and you can feel the chemical rush of the anger engulf your body. You become engulfed in it and enraged. But you can observe that go by and you're, again, removed is such a bad word, but I can't think of anything else right now. You're so far removed from that you can recognize that you are the awareness experiencing the anger. You're not the anger itself, right? So at this state, we're like more of a detached observer. So again, we're not identified. We're not grabbing a hold of the emotions. We're not grabbing a hold of the thoughts. We are removed enough to be able to observe it all go by, right? You know what I mean? Drop a comment. Let me know if this is resonating with you at all. I would love to hear from you all. And I would love to hear experiences that you may have had with some of these different levels of awareness that we're mentioning here. At the third level of awareness, we may feel a little bit more interconnectedness, right? You feel the unity consciousness of it all. You can feel the connectedness with everything and anything around you because we are all God reincarnated as humans, I suppose, but everything is God. At this level, we have the ability, like I said already, to let our thoughts and emotions just come and go. And that is what we're going to explore in our meditation here. You know, it's going to be like a brief 5-minute meditation. And if, because now we're done with the educational side of things, so we're going to dive into this a little bit. If you don't want to listen to this, you can click off the video now. So I'm going to take a swig of water and then we're going to get into this. Okay, so if you're still with me and you're ready to expand your awareness a little bit more, let's start. You can sit down, lay down. Maybe you're just listening to this rather than watching it. But if you don't have headphones in, I want to encourage you to put them in now. That way you can kind of block off the other senses a little bit more, focus more on what's in your ears, what I'm going to be walking us through here. So when you're ready, you can go ahead and close down your eyes. And if you're not ready, pause the video because I'm not waiting for you anymore. So you're ready, close down your eyes. Let's start taking a couple of deep breaths in. Deep breath in through the nose. And release it. Go ahead and relax your jaw as you release it. And let out a deep sigh. We're going to do that 2 more times. So deep breath in. Release your jaw. Let a deep sigh out. And 1 more. And release it. Now what I want you to do is just put your hand over your heart, your left hand, and put your right hand on your belly. And just notice what's showing up right now for you. Listen to your thoughts or feel whatever you're experiencing. Whether it's some type of worry or a judgment, just let it be there. Don't grab a hold of it. Don't identify with it. And if you start to become wrapped up in whatever thoughts are going by or whatever emotions you're experiencing or feelings you're experiencing, just come back to taking a deep breath in. So let's do that now. Take a deep breath in. And release it. And just notice. Maybe you're concerned with other things you have to do today. And your mind's chattering, going through the entire list of well, I have to get to the gym and I have to finish this job and I have to take the kids here. Just notice that. Just notice that you are the awareness watching those thoughts go by. Let's take another deep breath in. And release it. And what's showing up for you right now? What are you feeling right now? What's your mind saying about all the things you have to do right now? Because at the first 2 levels of awareness that we mentioned in today's video, we can become very identified with the doer, the action taker. And that doer can be just thinking about all the things we have to do. Just notice that doer. I want you to hold that doer in mind. Whatever thoughts showing up right now, whatever feelings, maybe it's a little stress, overwhelmed, worry, concern, hold that in mind for a minute and take a deep breath in and release it. And let's remind the doer that it's okay to relax for a moment. Another 2 minutes of meditation won't stop us from getting done what we need to do. Sometimes the doer within us can chatter with an overwhelming amount of thoughts, an uncomfortable amount of feelings, because that doer inside just is looking to be seen, or maybe heard, or maybe that doer just wants to be loved. So let's take another deep breath in and hold that doer in mind still. And ask it what it needs. And whatever your doer tells you that it needs, give that to it. If it wants to be seen, we're doing that. If it wants to be heard, let it speak. Without reacting, without judgment, without opinions. If it wants to be loved, let's take a deep breath in and release it. And tell that doer how much it's loved. I'm going to give you a minute to spend time with your doer. And when the minute's over, I'll call you back and we'll close out this meditation. When you're ready, let's take another deep breath in through the nose. Take a deep breath in, deep inhale, get all the air, and let out a deep sigh. Shake it out if you need to. You can open your eyes. And that's going to be it. So thank you all so much for joining me in today's video. If you took anything from today's video, please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. If you're really feeling ambitious and you're ready to take on more of your wellness journey, click that notification bell so you are notified every time we put out a new video. Yeah, I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what showed up for you in this brief little meditation or as we were going through the educational side of the video. If there's anything you would like to learn more, please drop a comment down below. And with that out of the way, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for holding this space with me. Thank you for showing up. And with that out of the way, namaste and peace out. I'll see you in the next video.
So the rope touches my left heel.
with peppers, onions,
Circadian health. More importantly, we're going to be talking about your circadian rhythm.